everybody, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So this is the third and last game of the French tournament that I played on Warhall. We had a change of list because of the point update, which is cool. It's for me horrible to stick with old lists that are not legal anymore, so it was cool that we were able to change our list. I decided to use this opportunity to try out something different that I kept in mind since the update, is the ability now with the new point to play Press of the Brass Bull with Flame of the East to have rerollable Toxic Press in close combat on the model on Torquatural. Yeah, it's something I wanted to try out. It's still quite expensive in comparison to the Bull Overlord, but I wanted to try it out. And then I played the unit of Enforcer to also be able to hide the guy in the unit if needed, with a Discipline banner to have like a more flexible scoring unit. I kept 5 scoring units in the list, the rest I think is pretty standard for me. My opponent was playing the following list. It's basically lots of shootings and then 2 main combat block, Swordmaster, Lion Guard. As you can see, he has a lot of scoring units. He has a total of 7 scoring units, and then Chaff Piece and a lot of shootings. Basically, that's the idea of his list. So not a typical Highborn list that likes to play with a very mobile flying unit, single model. Here it's more about infantry and shooting, basically. We were playing all the target on Frontline Clash, and below you have spell selection. Worth mentioning on my side, it's the full blast basically, so I picked all damage spell. I think Pentagram especially is very interesting in the matchup, the Toxic Breath as well, the Gravecrawl is always cool, and then yeah, we can discuss potentially about the Mark for Doom, but I thought, for example, on Sky Sloop, it can be an interesting spell. Matchup analysis, so yeah, like I said, 2 blocks, plenty of range damage. My game plan will be pretty easy here. I think it's reduce and chaff the 2 main block until I can engage them in close combat. Basically, that's the idea. Be aggressive. I need to get in shooting range. So we both know that his shooting range is 30 inch and mine is 12. So I need to get in this short range where ID can shine. The longer we stay far away from each other, the more he can do damage, and I can do pretty much nothing. Feeling that in the matchup I have too much strength 5 shooting, and I know due to all the targets that we need to go in the middle of the map, and meaning I should be in range. I should be in range pretty quickly, and it should be too much for his list. That was my feeling. Because of that, I put a plus in our pairing matrix, and I was quite happy to get the matchup. Question mark about starting or not starting. I wasn't sure what was the best choice, and I decided to start. My opponent Warhall for side gave me the impassable, places control marker here, so all the targets, and I placed mine here in the middle on the hill, and I elected to start mainly due to his range damage. I was thinking I can quickly hide into the ring and not take too much damage after turn 1, and I can get some board control, get close to the tokens. We will see if it was the right choice or not. So I deployed on the left the Tauric Enforcers without the character, then the Chaff, the Lugars, then we have the Bastion, Slave, Vassal Levies, Blunderbuss, the small Overlord, and on the far right, the Kalim Titan. And my opponent counter-deployed in a very good way, which made me think it maybe wasn't the smartest choice to drop for first turn. He put the Lion Guard alone on the right flank, basically telling me your Titan cannot go straight into them because of multi-wound 2, you will die pretty quickly. Then he plays a Sky Sloop on the right, a Sky Sloop on the left, he plays the Swordmaster on the far left, he plays here another unit of Lion Guard, so the Skirmisher Lion Guard. So as you can see, the main block are as far away as possible from the Bastion, which I think is a very good choice for him. Basically forcing me to make a wheel and to try to get range damage into them. So I think that was a well done from him. Then he plays the Lancer here. This is the Alien River. Then we have Archer, Grey Watcher, and the Bolt Thrower in the back. So let's start with my turn 1. I push forward and I quickly realize I need the Bastion towards the left. It will not be enough to go in close combat against 30 Swordmaster with only 11 Blunderbuss to try to do some damage. So that will not work. And here I move towards the right. I try to move far right with the Titan to basically slow him down, thinking if my Bastion is occupied, is busy on the left, I will not be able to do so much damage on those Lion Guards, except with the unit of Blunderbuss that is here with the Overlord. and therefore I thought, yeah, let's try to keep him busy, make him think about what he wants, make him think twice about what he wants to do, and try to go for the secondary. Okay, my magic phase. I got Pentagram, kill 4 Swordmaster, which is a good start. He dispel breast weapon, and shooting, I only put a flammable token here. So nothing crazy, but he minimized what I can do with my range damage. His turn 1, movement wise, not much, just move a bit forward the Swordmaster, move the Lion Guards towards the middle of the map. I think trying to threatening later on maybe those guys, or moving towards the middle point here and not caring too much about the Titan. I think it's definitely the right choice to ignore it for the moment. I might need some times to move towards the middle, and he can shoot me in the meantime. So I think good choice here. In the magic phase, yeah, I realized quickly that it's not going to be enough to be in a ring, and the cavalry, he is way too exposed. He gets ice and fire on them, kill 3. I really want to dispel. I think my priority is to dispel hereditary and the heal spell, so I'll have to let go some spells. And he get ice and fire, kill 3 cavalries, and he's going to finish them with shooting. Shooting also kill 5 Lugars despite the ruin. So here I see the power of the Highborn elf shooting despite some piece of terrain. It's no problem at all for him to do like a quarter of my unit in one turn. So I know that it's going to hurt, and that's why also I'm bringing the Bastion. My turn 2. I push even more with the Bastion, and I get into 18 in range to get the Swordmaster. I push the Titan to trap here the Sky Slope. I don't go too close to the Line Guard. I'm feeling I have enough tool between the Blunderbuss and the Overlord. That should be enough to deal with them. I'm able to get a good line of sight with the Blunderbuss into their flank, so I'm able to shoot them without them the Line Guard able to see me, so that's quite nice. I hide the chaff and the scoring unit behind the hill, so I get 2 scoring unit on this point. He can only get 1, so I'm going to win this one. And the left one, I place also 2, I think only 1 scoring unit on the point. I didn't find a reform to get them into the ruin. I think here I made a deployment mistake. Should have placed these guys a bit more centrally to get in the ruin at the same time as the Lugar and hide the cavalry behind. So here I'm still exposed. Magic phase. He dispelled the breast weapon, 2 dice against 2. I get Pentagram, kill 2 Swordmasters, get Gravecall, kill a total of 6 Swordmasters with the Blaze. And then the Blunderbuss are going to kill 5 White Lions, so good performance from the small unit of Blunderbuss. He's turn 2, so he's starting to feeling the press on the big block, getting slimmed down by my shooting and magic, so he pushes the Line Guard towards the objective, but still I can play with the hill. He's also behind the hill, and I have more scoring than him. So it's not going to be so easy for him to catch me. Here he pushes with the Swordmasters. I'm in a situation where I can apply some shooting and I have some strength, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. He attempted the charge with those guys, I think on 8 against the Bastion, which was a failed charge. I realized afterwards that could be potentially dangerous to the number. He can put up to 6 Line Guard, multi-wound 2 on the Bastion, and since he's hitting on 2+, yeah, it's a bit dangerous. I mean, if he rolls well, he can one-shot the Bastion, and that could be annoying for me for the rest of the game, so something to take into account later on. In the magic phase, he got Hereditary off on 3 dice, then he got Ice and Fire on 2 dice on my Enforcers, kill some, I think kill 2, kill another 2 with shooting, did 2 wounds to the Titan, some more wounds to the Enforcers, I think kill a total like of 5 or 6. He got Fee Miasma with the Grey Watcher on the Bastion to make me -1 to shoot, which is smart, and kill another 2 Infernal Warrior. So again, plenty of range damage from the Highborn Elves, but I think that's expected when you invest so much point in shooting. My turn 3, I charge on the right with the Cannon Titan. He elected to flee. I had a tasty charge here in the flank with the Tauric Anointed on a 9 Swift Ride. I felt quite interesting charge. I'm very likely we are only in contact 1 with 1. Yeah, I think between my 2 attacks, the impact hit, I should be winning this combat, and the only counter charge are the Lancers. Blocking this unit would be nice, so I felt why not. And even if I fail the charge, I measured that in the most likely outcome, since I'm Swiss Stride, I would get in the ruin and be chaffing those Swordmasters in the front. So that was perfect for me. I suffer no wounds from the fail charge. Here I chaff the line guard, push to the flank, they are not able to charge the blunderbuss, and the blunderbuss are able to shoot them in the flank again. So I'm able to unload another time on the line guard before combat, placing the overlord slightly on the hill to get ready for the charge, and the bastion is ready to shoot as well. In the magic phase, the Titan was a 6/6 after the flee, so wasn't able to catch him. In magic phase, I got breast weapon, he dispelled Gravecall, my 4 dice against his 5. I failed pentagram on 1 dice, and then shooting, he discard a couple of tokens, and I managed to do nothing on his between the breast weapon and so on. He's able to, with Meladis, to cancel that on the Swordmaster. I debated whether or not I should use the Binding Scroll for that on the last round. And shooting, I'm going to kill a total of 3 with the blunderbuss and another 1 with the flintlock of the Overlord, which is quite nice, I think. Let's continue. His turn 3, he charges the chaff. I'm still 1 up on the secondary at the moment, and I will be at the end of the turn, because as you can see, I have 2 scoring units here. He has 2 as well, and on the left I have 2. He has 1. I think no, this one was maybe too far. I don't know. I have the feeling that should be within 6. Maybe here one of them was too far. I think they were still within 6. I don't know. Those guys are going to be killed. And the Bastion was too far. So it's going to get 2 against 1, win this one. And I get 2 against 1, I win this one. So it's going to be a tie and still 1 up on the secondary. That's why. Yeah, he moved forward and chaffed my Bastion. Charged the Swordmaster. Okay, fine. Move the Sky Sloop to the flank to shoot me, and this guy rally on 3 dice. Obviously, in the magic phase, I Binding Scroll the heal, so this time I felt it's the moment to continue to kill some Swordmaster and not let them heal. I dispel Hereditary, obviously, and he got -1 to hit on the Bastion, and I think +1 strength on the Swordmaster. Shooting, he killed a total of like 15 vassals, tried to one-shot them for the secondary, but he left like 4 of them alive. Combat, he killed without any problem the Enforcers and Reform, and he killed the Slave as well. My turn. Yeah, I combo charge here. I made one important mistake, was to charge the vassal in the back. I was thinking it brings me additional combat res, but I just one-shot the unit with the breast weapon, getting alchemy attribute and all these great weapon attack and attack from the Overlord. So I should have just hide those vassals with the Relentless behind the hill, and then they can score from there all game long without getting shot and without giving their full point. So I think that would have been the smart play, to just stay here and not get shot at. Yeah, not so smart for me, this back charge. I'm going to lose some more model, and then they can easily get shot on the hill. So not so smart for me. Here I push hard with the Titan, block where he can escape. I block the top, not the back, thinking those guys can reform and shoot and then deal with him. I think the smart move would have allowed him to move here, because I don't care too much if he moves here and shoot me. I want to push towards the middle, so I should have angled a bit more south. I think that was a misplay for me. Here I charge those guys, thinking if I get the impact and so on, that should be okay. And here I corner chaff those Swordmaster and accept double charge from them, because it's not a lot of those guys that would be in contact, and he would suffer some DTs in the process. So I'm feeling okay with that. And yeah, with that charge, what I like is the fact that it brings me within 6 of the secondary, so I get again 2 scoring units in this part of the map to contest it. In the magic phase, I failed a Gravecall on 4 dice. Targeted, I think, the Swordmaster. I was able to see them just. I get Pentagram of Pain, kill 3 of them. And he dispelled the breast weapon with my 4 dice against his 5 dice. Close combat, I think I should have cast Hereditary, knowing that he hit me on 2+ to just be safer. But close combat, yeah, I did a good impact, kill a lot of guys. He did like 4 wounds to the Bastion, and I break him. He fled with 4 model remaining. Here I just one-shot the unit, but he killed a couple of vassals in the process, which was not necessary, I felt. But the Overlord, yeah, just did too much with the rerollable toxic breasts. So that was nice. His turn 4. Sorry, because I reconnect. I have everything in red this time, so it's a bit harder for you to see. But He marched forward with the archer to contest secondary. As you can see, I have 2 vassal remaining. I have my overlord here, and I have those blunderbuss here. So yeah, those archers are here to contest the secondary and chaff me, meaning I have no charge available on this guy. Like I said, should have angled the Kadim Titan differently. That was stupid for me. He chaff me with the fast cav, rally those guys, push forward with those guys. He's able to move out of line of sight with the Swordmasters and move here also out of line of sight with those guys. He just leaves me with a charge here, I think on a 10 on those guys. But yeah, he can flee, and it's not so nice for me. In the magic phase, he got 2d6 strength 4, kill 3 Infernal Warriors, kill 2 Lugars with shooting, and finish off the vassals to punish my mistake. Kill another 4 Infernal Warrior with the rest of his shooting. My turn. And yeah, we tie again on secondary because he has 2, I have 2, and here I have 1, he has 1. My turn 5. I move the Lugars in front of those guys again, and I have the Bastion ready to shoot at the cavalry, try to get rid of a scoring unit. I don't charge his chaff. Basically, I'm just giving him solution where he cannot get any nice charge. I'm out of the flank charge. If he charge here, it blocks the rest. He has nothing really good, in my opinion, that he can charge. So I was okay with that. Turn around the remaining blunderbuss to just be ready for... Yeah, I think he did the shooting in those guys. So when I told you Infernal Warrior dead, it's not in the Bastion, it's in those guys. But I just moved them back out of the... So I can stand and shoot. So I have shoot, stand and shoot. Maybe as a... He won't charge me. Here I just charge with the Overlord into the Archer. And I... march forward with the Titan that passes his march check, trying to cause trouble here and get points. I get a line of sight on the Boltor, for example, so thinking I can maybe do stuff. In the magic phase, I get Gravecall, kill 5 of the Swordmasters. In the Miscast, I kill 2 of my guy. Get a Pentagram on the Swordmaster, is dispelled. I do 1 wound with shooting on the right Sky Sloop. And I kill 2 Lancers here, which brings him out of BSB bubble, and he failed a panic check and flee, which is huge regarding secondary objective. And that's it. And he is going to stick on the 8 Steadfast. His turn 5, he moved back to just shoot me. I don't care too much, to be honest. Those guys move here, continue to block me, chaff me. He doesn't charge with those guys, continue to shoot. He rally those guys. He brings a second scoring unit, but as you can see, I have 2, he has 2. And it's going to be really hard for him to win it now that this unit fled last round. I'm going to be able to get rid of those guys. So it's going to be too hard. Those guys are too far away, and those guys are not scoring. In the magic phase, he got +1 to hit on the Bolter. I dispel the heal. He got Ice and Fire and kill some 6 guys on the hill and finishes them with shooting. On the Titan, he did nothing. And this time he failed the Steadfast check on 8. I'm able to catch him and get all the way here. So that was nice for the Overlord. My turn 6. The Overlord that was here was able to charge the Bolter. I'm able to charge with the Titan. First, very important, was the Archer unit, because I don't want them to be able to reform and then move towards the objective. So I need to charge them to make them flee, which they did. And then I was able to redirect thanks to the Overlord that was nearby. It was a redirect on 10. Redirect to the back here. It was a charge on 8 to get some points. So that was done. Here I charge with the Lugars against the Swordmaster. And here I position myself to be within 6 of the secondary, but be able to get rid of this Sky Sloop. In the magic phase, I'm going to get Pentagram is dispelled on the Swordmaster, but I think I should have cast it probably on the Sky Sloop. I get Gravecall on the Sky Sloop, I one-shot it, and then I get a Breast Weapon on 2 dice against 1. Gravecall was 4 dice against 4 dice. I get a Breast Weapon on myself, going to kill with the Breast Weapon the White Lion here. And close combat, he managed to do 4 wounds to my Lugars, and then I strike, I kill 7 of them, he breaks like 1 guy remaining, I restrain reform, here I kill all the guys, here I kill and overrun, his turn 6, nothing crazy, just going to try to do as much shooting here. He cannot win any more secondary because this unit is shaken, rallies, and is too far to move here, so he has only 1 scoring and potentially this one, but I also have 2, so it's going to be a tie, and since I win it on turn 2, it's going to keep 1-0, and yeah, with shooting magic is going to do 2 wounds to the Titan, so I'm still alive on full point. It's going to end up a 13-7, which moves to a 16-4 due to secondary objectives. Post-game analysis, so I follow my game plan. I mean, I engage when I wanted, in the way I wanted. I was able to reduce enough the infantry block to make them manageable in close combat. The choice to start is more than debatable. I think it's a wrong choice. I think I should have let him start. I have multiple ways to hide some of my unit from his shooting. I could have put the slave in front of the Lugars, stuff like that. So definitely it wasn't necessary to start, and I think on this secondary objective, the more I play it, the more I see that it's quite nice to play second on this secondary objective, because you can optimize the number of scoring units that you want to send to win the secondary objective. As expected, my short range damage did a lot of work, as well as the magic did. White Lion, yeah, they got trapped in the hill. I think that was always going to be hard to push towards unit where I have 2 chaff at my disposal plus Fighty Overlord. I mean, it was way too complicated for them. The Vassal misplay almost cost me the secondary. I mean, if he wouldn't have fled with the cavalry, he could have definitely tied up the secondary. So I think here, misplay with the Vassal, I should have just hide them behind the hill and stay safe. And this keeps me winning the secondary on the right side every turn and making sure that I cannot lose it anymore. I'm going to win it no matter what. The Titan was too much out of action. I think some misplay here. I wasn't convinced by the Overlord Toric Ritual. He did a good job, don't get me wrong, but I think for the points, definitely the flying guy is way better. I think it's too expensive for what he does, because you have no mount attack, you are subject to fear. I think that's a huge issue. You are chaffable, you don't fly, so yeah, it's easier to hide, okay. But I think too many negative points in comparison to the version that is flying and cost a bit more. White Lion, surprisingly, so the Skirmisher White Lion, surprisingly dangerous for the Bastion due to multi-wound 2. I think I could have played a bit safer for them. I was a bit lucky here. I should have cast some spell at some point, do some damage on them, just to make sure, okay guys, you have only like 5-6 guys left, it's not a trouble anymore. I think if he goes full in me, strike first, I don't know, it's like 6 attack on the Bastion, on 2+, 3+, it can spike and kill the Bastion, it's annoying. So I could have just cast on one time, like a pentagram, kill 3 guys, and that's already way safer for me. And yeah, Highborn shooting did a lot of damage and shine during this game. I think that was expected due to the number of shooting that he fielded in the list. Guys, that's all for this battle report and this tournament. So tournament went pretty well for me, but not so well for my team on this last round. We lost heavily on 2 tables where we one time I think, yeah, we misplay both probably. I think when you lost heavily, there is no matter what misplay on the macro level and also on micro level. So that things can happen. But yeah, it was an interesting experience, and I think I could do some more in the future because it's still a good training. It forces you to make pairing, to make estimation, to think in a team meta. So all these things make this type of practice really, really interesting. Thanks a lot for watching the battle report. I have some more coming up. Bye bye.